Greetings, I am Toglin, Hell's Harlequin, but you may call me Tog. So I was on Discord, and I mentioned that I was playing Kingdom Hearts 3, then I got a few requests to review the game. It's not my normal content, and this will be my first video game review ever, but hey, why not? So as a concept, Kingdom Hearts is a lot of fun, being a cross between Final Fantasy and Disney. It's a very strange cross, but fun nonetheless, although the last good Final Fantasy would have been Final Fantasy IX. So the Kingdom Hearts that I played before I played Kingdom Hearts 3 would have been 1, 2, and Birth by Sleep. I would have played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 when they first came out, and 2 would have been my favorite of them. I really liked the story and I felt the combat had a lot better flow to it. A lot of people complained about the story of 2 because it started to get a little complicated and convoluted at that point. However, I'm already used to that sort of JRPG type game, so I'm a huge fan of the weird, twisted, convoluted plots. You just kinda learn how to roll with them. I played Birth by Sleep in preparations for Kingdom Hearts 3 because rumor had it Birth by Sleep had a lot to do with the story of 3, and I'm really glad I did. If I hadn't, there was no way I could have kept up with the story whatsoever. If you just played 1 and 2, going into 3 you would be completely confused, which I do see as a big issue. If you're going to call it Kingdom Hearts 3 and not Kingdom Hearts 11 or whatnot, then most people wouldn't really assume that you need to play so many games in order to understand the story. To make matters worse, the closest Kingdom Hearts 3 does to even explaining the backstory is they say, look up in your phone, and we have things written down if you want to look up the information. They should have included flashbacks or maybe narration or some sort of storytelling device so that you could seamlessly go from 2 to 3. As it is, I played even one extra game and I had a very hard time figuring out exactly what is going on. I'm okay with convoluted plots, but I still have to know what's going on when I'm going through an episodic game, and it would be nice if they would have called it Kingdom Hearts 11 or 12 or whatever they're up to, if it was necessary to play all the other games to understand this game. So what I like about the game, as you would expect, the game looks amazing. It's really polished and shiny and whatnots. Although that does lead to a bit of a problem, and this is more of a nitpick. I feel like the appearance of your characters don't fit into the alternative worlds as well as they used to. With everything sort of being a lower graphics setting, everything kind of looked a little bit better cohesive. It looks a little awkward at times, especially when it comes to the Disney CGI characters and how they have a little bit more cartoonish proportions. This is especially apparent in San Francisco, with the Big Hero 6 characters being very cartoonishly proportioned and your character is not. The reason why your character looked fine compared to the older Disney characters is they had a slight more realistic proportion to them, so it was roughly equivalent to your Kingdom Hearts characters. And speaking of worlds and characters, where in the hell were the Final Fantasy characters? I mean, I'm going into this as a big Final Fantasy fan, well, at least up to 9 Final Fantasy fan. And there was none. Absolutely none. At least Birth by Sleep had Zack. And let's look at the combat system. Now, this is something else I enjoyed about the game. I love Kingdom Hearts' combat system. I used to hate action RPGs, especially when they try and put a menu in with the action. I feel like this Kingdom Hearts actually improved on the combat system in a lot of ways. I was actually able to use magic a lot more than I was in the previous Kingdom Hearts game because the shortcut system was very intuitive and easy to use. I found the attractions to be rather entertaining, however they did take away a lot of the difficulty of the game. The boss battles is a huge weakness with this game compared to the other games. The other games had very memorable, fun, exciting boss battles, and most of them were in line with the Disney villains in those particular worlds. This one, there was some semblance between the villains and the heartless versions of them that you fought, but not very much. And I can't even remember the mechanics to any of the various fights because none of them were memorable. Right, next topic would be the voice acting, which normally I wouldn't have to bring that up because usually Kingdom Hearts has amazing vocal talents. I mean, in the games made by both Square Enix and Disney, how can you go wrong? Well, Aqua.
Finn, wake up. Open your eyes. Please. Why? Your heart never found its way home?
Emote, damn you! Stephen Hawking was better at emoting than she is. Having played Birth by Sleep so shortly before I played Kingdom Hearts 3, it's very tragic that the voice actor for Xehanort pales in comparison to the late great Leonard Nimoy, but there's not really much they could have done about that. Although a gameplay mechanic that Kingdom Hearts 3 did take from Birth by Sleep is that damn shot lock system. The only time I chose to use it was during the Pirates of the Caribbean world. Otherwise, I only used it when the game forced me to use it. Kingdom Hearts is known for very smooth gameplay, yet you have this mechanic that makes it feel clunky. If Kingdom Hearts 3 had to take a mechanic from Birth by Sleep, I think the shot lock system is the worst one they could have picked, especially since I think Birth by Sleep greatly improved the way that spells and ability level up. It legitimately made grinding a fun experience. For those of you who haven't played Birth by Sleep and have no idea what I'm talking about, they made it so that you'd level up spells and ability once you equip them, and once they've reached max level, you could then combine them and make new spells and abilities. Alright, spoiler alert, I'm going to tell you the biggest issues I had with Kingdom Hearts 3 deals with the story. And no, I'm not talking about the overarching story like I talked about earlier. I'm talking specifically about the story of Kingdom Hearts 3. Most of the stuff you do in Kingdom Hearts 3 is completely pointless to the main plot. You might as well have been doing anything, cause most of the game is simply a waste of time that has nothing to do with the ending. The pacing of the game was absolutely abysmal. When you're at the 3/4 point, it doesn't even feel like you're close to the midpoint of the game. You still feel like you're pretty early in the game, and when you finally reach close to the end, everything just comes at you so fast it's hard to process anything that's going on. The game felt unfinished and rushed, which is such a shame considering how long we've been waiting for it. I was expecting a finished game, and I just didn't feel like I got one. Now, you could defend this and say, well, Lady Tog, that's just how games are nowadays. They sacrifice story and pacing to give you a really pretty shiny game. But that's not true. Look at Persona 5. You may have liked Persona 4 better for its characters or story or whatnot, but you have to admit, Persona 5 offers so much more than Persona 4 or any of its predecessors. It makes good use of the new technology available without losing anything. Now let's address the elephant, or should I say damsel, in the room. Fucking Kairi. Really? Really, I don't mind a damsel in distress so much, but I hate a dumbass in distress. The entire game you're like, Sora, I'm gonna protect you this time. Sora, look, I've been training. I have a Keyblade too. Everything's gonna be awesome. She doesn't even hit anyone. She immediately gets kidnapped and just gets in the way. Let's look at puzzles and challenges. While the previous games had areas where you had to go back after learning new skills in order to unlock things or find more treasure, this game has mini-games. Lots and lots of frustrating mini-games. And that's it. Anything that could remotely be perceived as a challenge, you have Donald and Goofy just telling you straight out, hey, I think you should use this move on that thing and everything will be all hunky-dory. To wrap everything up, I didn't hate the game and I even had some fun with it. It's just it doesn't compare to its predecessors. So Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Well, those are my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And I wish all of you a pleasant rest of your day.